There was a British intellectual in the last century that one time said, it is sometimes the first duty of a responsible man to simply state the obvious. And that is what we're dealing with in perhaps marriage today. National Marriage Week gives us an opportunity to focus on the obviousness of marriage, whether it is the obvious benefits that marriage provides to our society in companionship, health, wealth building, most obviously the benefit that it has to children, the institution it has, the obviousness of the historical longevity and relevance of the institution. And of course the obviousness of quite frankly the disintegration of the traditional family, the rise in unwed childbearing, and the problems that causes. Not here to be a scold, not here to be a judge, but here to say the more that the family fails, the more that the government has to get involved.
Marriage matters to kids, and every child deserves to have a mother and a father in the home that contribute differently and to the success of that child. The goal of National Marriage Week, as Representative McCullough said, is to elevate marriage on a national level, to keep people informed that marriage can prosper. And there are a lot of us, and hopefully everyone behind us is successfully married and happily married. We want to promote the benefits of marriage because it economically provides a stronger economic ability in our nation to move forward, and it helps children thrive, and that is our future. You know, marriage is America's greatest weapon against child poverty. The family is centered on marriage as the building block of our society. And even though marriage is in the decline, we cannot afford to let our building blocks decline. So that's why we're here today. Healthy marriages and families are the foundation of thriving communities. When marriages break down, communities suffer, and government's role expands. Sound public policy places marriage and the family at the center, respecting and guarding the role of this permanent institution in our society. Divorce and unwed childbearing costs us $112 billion annually. That's another reason that we ought to jump on this bandwagon and say we've got money to save.
So we just like to celebrate this week. We appreciate the fact that more and more Oklahomans are seeing the need for giving attention to something that's in such dire straits. A lot don't see the level of crisis that we're in right now, but we are in a crisis, even though it doesn't look like it. There is a great desire in many to see our government not expand so wide. But we believe that the best way to cause government not to expand is by strengthening the family. Big family equals small government. Small broken family equals big government. And so I think if we focus on that and if we continue to encourage one another, one of IDI's highest things that we're proud of is that we love to celebrate not only what we're doing, but to celebrate our legislators, celebrate other marriage organizations, and those who have been in Oklahoma working in the trenches, and give each other what would probably just be a high five, so to speak, to not only mention what we're doing, but to have events and mention all of the other organizations and what they're doing, and let couples and families know that Oklahoma is making a strong step in serving marriages and families.
We thank Representative McCullough and all of the state officials for putting this event together because it's very important. The more that we can encourage couples, service providers, community and business leaders, and others to recognize the importance of strengthening marriages and relationships, the more couples will feel empowered to access services available to them in their communities. And more now than ever, there are free or low-cost services available to any couple in the community that is struggling or simply wants to enrich their relationship. And National Marriage Week just provides an opportunity to encourage those conversations and incite action, and we're grateful for that.
This is something that's really stuck out at me. It's in Malachi, of all places. It's one of the last books of the Bible. And it jumped out at me as just something that reemphasizes the need for men to take their position in the family seriously and responsibly. You cry out, "Why doesn't the Lord accept my worship?" I'll tell you why. Because the Lord witnessed the vows you and your wife made when you were young. But you have been unfaithful to her, though she remained your faithful partner, the wife of your marriage vows. Didn't the Lord make you one with your wife? In body and spirit you are his. And what does he want? Godly children from your union. So guard your heart. Remain loyal to the wife of your youth. For I hate divorce, says the Lord, the God of Israel. To divorce your wife is to overwhelm her with cruelty, says the Lord of heaven's army. So guard your heart, and do not be unfaithful to your wife. Those words were written thousands of years ago, but they're no less true today. And I would simply say, maybe we ought to think about them.